Hey everyone, we're back to talk about all those free Epic games. If you have been keeping track, Epic has given away a whopping 207 free games. Their latest offering, Yoku's Island Express, was given away last Thursday, September 2nd. I did a video a few weeks back where I broke down the monetary value of these games. Well, I'm back now to do a much more important analysis. The fun value of these games. That's right, the F-U-N, fun value. With so many games, it can be overwhelming deciding which ones to play. I myself have played only a fraction of these games offered. One of our most valuable resources is our time, and most of us have limited free time available for games. Think about it this way: if you were to play each one of these games for just 15 minutes, well, you'd be playing for 51 and a half hours. A little over 2 days nonstop. You better get the Red Bull, because that's going to be a long weekend. With so many games, how do we decide what to play? Well, I'm going to use the help of reviews from Steam and Metacritic to determine the top 10 games that we should spend our time on. Similar to the last video, I'll throw a link in the description to a Google Sheets page with all of the review data for these 207 games. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's no magic formula here. With variabilities in the age of these games, the user reviews, the Metacritic reviews, and the popularity, it was tough to narrow it down to only the top 10. I tried to weigh everything, so this is not just a list of the top 10 highest Metacritic ratings. You can sort the Google Sheet if you want to see that. I added a more human touch of looking at everything as a whole and trying to weigh it all to come up with the best games. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that this is a top 10 list, but not your top 10 list. Everyone's going to have their own top 10 because we all have our own personal preferences. Even all the reviewers who contribute to that Metacritic rating have their own tastes and preferences. So feel free to throw your top 10 in the comments to this video. It'll be interesting to see what everyone has to say. Alright, with all that said and done, let's get into the list. Number 10, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Our first game has almost no critic reviews, but overwhelmingly positive user reviews from Steam. With about 63,000 good reviews, 98% of the reviews for this game on Steam are positive, and that's a lot of positive reviews. This game is goofy, it's strange, and it's a lot of fun to play. If you were ranking the silliest games, this would be number 1 with a bullet. It plays out as an off-the-wall strategy game, though I use the term strategy pretty loosely here, where you set up troops to fight against the enemy and watch crazy, wobbly battles unfold. Even when I lose, I didn't really care because watching the craziness was the majority of the fun. You can enjoy the campaign, play online with friends, check out the tons of mods, or just go crazy in sandbox mode. All in all, there is a lot of enjoyment to be had with this crazy weird game. Number 9, Enter the Gungeon and Nuclear Throne. Alright, I cheated here. I wanted to include one of these bullet hell roguelikes in the top 10 list, but I couldn't decide which one, so I just threw them both in here. They're both similar and they both have almost the same review scores. If you finished Hades and you want something else to scratch that roguelike itch, then these are two good options right here. Both of these games are pure bullet hell mayhem with randomized levels, 2-player local co-op, and unforgiving difficulty. And both of them will have you saying, let me do just one more run. Enter the Gungeon is the more polished of the two, with a heavy focus on tons of different guns, if the title didn't tell you that already. There are a ton of variety of gun builds to keep you interested, plus the nice feature of being able to flip tables and the super useful dodge roll ability. Nuclear Throne, on the other hand, is a little less polished, but just as much fun in my opinion. The tutorial takes less than a minute, giving it this great pick up and play feel when you first start. As you continue to play, you start to understand the strategy and skill required to take the Nuclear Throne and not just die on level 1. Number 8, Borderlands 2. What can I say about this game that hasn't already been said? Having come out in 2012, this game is coming up on its 9th birthday. So can a 9-year-old game still bring it in 2021? Well, if you ask critics and fans of the game, the answer would be a resounding yes. With a great story, lots of loot, lots of side quests, lots of guns, and fun, fast-paced FPS action, this is a must-play. Even the current user reviews of this game on Steam are almost all positive. If you haven't already played this game, there's no reason not to start it up. Plus, there is a free Ultra HD texture pack that will make the game look great on your modern computer. Number 7, Slime Rancher. Possibly the most addicting game on this list. Get ready to be catching slimes and producing plorts. That's right, I said plorts. This game is a first-person farming simulator with a focus on catching adorable little slimes, finding or growing food, then feeding the food to your slime so that they can produce gem-like thingies called plorts. Plorts are then sold for money, which is then used to upgrade your equipment and your farm, and so the addictive feedback loop starts. I just started playing this game, so I'm relying on the plethora of positive critic and Steam reviews here. Most of the reviews talk about the relaxing, chill feeling of playing the game for hours on end. If you ever felt stressed, chilling with your slimes may be exactly what you need. Number 6, Into the Breach. Into the Breach is a tactical strategy game that will have you thinking hard about every move you make. The game plays out on an 8x8 tile map where you have to use your mechs to fight off the kaijus trying to destroy your city. I guess this is basically a video game version of Pacific Rim. We're a totally accurate battle simulator focused on goofy and strange battles. Into the Breach is a deep and complex strategic masterpiece. Although these type of games aren't 100% my thing, this game has been praised highly by critics and users for its strategic depth, upgrade progression, and satisfying battles. The game rewards patience, thinking moves ahead, and adapting to situations, often forcing you to change your strategy depending on the situation. Alright, before we get into the top 5, let's mention some of the worst games that were offered. There weren't too many awful games, but there are a few stinkers that were given away. Just note that I didn't actually play these games, so let me know in the comments if they are actually good or if they improved since their release. Hello Neighbor. Hello Neighbor is a stealth puzzle game which received mostly poor reviews from critics due to difficult to understand puzzles and unfair glitchy gameplay. I think this game has since been fixed and received a much better multiplayer mode called Secret Neighbor, but if we are to believe the critics, it's best to stay away from the original Hello Neighbor experience. Wheels of Aurelia. This is an indie driving/visual novel game that was criticized by critics and Steam users alike for its shoddy driving mechanic and uninteresting story and characters. NBA 2K21. This was an easy choice for the number 1 worst game. Although a competent basketball game with great graphics, the game has been heavily criticized for its use of in-game advertising and frequent free-to-play style microtransactions. And when I say frequent microtransactions, I mean a ton of microtransactions that are constantly in your face throughout the entire gameplay experience. The game doesn't even try to hide it, using casino-style animations that play whenever you buy the NBA 2K equivalent of a loot box. I mean, at this point, Star Wars Battlefront 2 dropped its loot box transactions. It's time for 2K to do the same. Alright, back to the top 10 list. Number 5, Batman Arkham Trilogy. I cheated again. This time I put in 3 games. I didn't want to pick a single Arkham game, so I just included all 3. Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight are 3 amazing games that will put you in the shoes of the Caped Crusaders. With Metacritic scores in the 90s, these games were impressive for their time and still impressive to this day. I personally have only played Arkham City, but really enjoyed my time with the game. It has an open world to explore with tons of content, tons of villains, tons of side quests, and an interesting story. Imagine Assassin's Creed, but with Batman and some of the most iconic Batman villains, including the Joker, who is voiced by none other than Mark Hamill. Number 4, Inside. Inside is a 2D puzzle platformer with a dark, ominous atmosphere. It has been acclaimed by critics for its interesting environmental storytelling, amazing puzzle design, and a crazy twist. In particular, every reviewer highly praised the story that is told without a single line of dialogue. The puzzles are very cleverly designed. They are just challenging enough to push you to figure them out, but not overly frustrating or esoteric. Plus, you won't see too many repeats here. The developers did a great job of keeping the puzzles varied and interesting throughout the entire game. Number 3, Celeste. From dark and gloomy Inside to the uplifting and motivational Celeste. Celeste is a heavily praised indie platformer with great music, a feel-good story, and amazing level design. If you haven't played this one, you should give it a try. You'll likely know in the first 10 minutes if you'll like it. The game is difficult and you will die a lot, but the levels are never unfair and the game continually encourages you to keep at it. If you try to climb Mount Celeste, be ready for a challenge, but also expect a lot of encouragement in this uplifting indie gem. Number 2, A Short Hike. I mention A Short Hike because of the overwhelming number of positive reviews this game has received on Steam. This is officially the game with the highest Steam percentage, with a whopping 99% of its reviews being positive. With only 66 negative reviews out of a total of 6,603, that's pretty impressive. I played the game to see what the hype was all about, and I have to tell you, I was pleasantly entertained for the duration of my playthrough. I like to call this type of game Comfort Food the Game. It's hard to stay in a bad mood playing this one. It is a calming short adventure to reach the top of Hawks Peak, but the game encourages you to slow down, go at your own pace, and explore all of the corners of Hawks Peak Provincial Park. Before we get to our number 1 game, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Grand Theft Auto 5. This is probably an obvious choice, but we had to go with GTA 5 as number 1. Overwhelming positive reviews and insane popularity are enough to put this open world epic at the top of the list. I don't know what else to say about this game that hasn't already been said. I mean, guys, it's GTA 5. We all know it. It crashed the Epic Game Store when it listed and gave Epic more than 7 million new users. It is one of the best-selling games of all time, a whopping 97 score on Metacritic out of 245 reviews. It received almost unanimous perfect scores from a ton of critics. It's groundbreaking and revolutionary. This game came out 6.5 years ago and set a standard for open world games that newer games are still trying to match. So that's our list. There are so many great games offered that I wish I could quit my job and have the free time to play all of them. But like many of you, I have to make some tough decisions with my free time. Check out the Google Sheet and let me know in the comments what are your top 10. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We do mostly Let's Plays, but I've been getting more and more into video game analysis. Thanks for watching and see you all in the next video.